Check, check. Mbak, ini Irena. Irena, yeah. You really strong. A little bit of your energy.
You've already got the energy, don't you?
Not like this. Not live streaming, yeah?
It's not live, it's like me talking. You hear me talking.
Is this us talking?
It's just talking. You don't have to worry about live, non-live. Remember what we said, right? It's about connecting to your message. And you're in service of others. It's not about you.
It's not about me.
Okay. It's not about me. It's about being in service of others. That's what we need to remember.
Sort that.
Yeah.
About the message that I'm trying to deliver.
Not even trying, the message that you deliver. You're not trying, you're just delivering it. Yeah.
Okay. Is this you? I move this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
People.
Alright.
Okay.
It's okay, yeah? Live, yeah? Yeah, live?
Yeah.
There we go.
Hit it.
Hit it.
Hit it.
Hit it.
And then this one too, probably need to rock it a little bit lower. Yeah. This one up. Yes, you are. So, good. All right. So
We're good to go.
If you can get close the curtain, brother. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Hi, everybody. Welcome to SpeakuP Monday. Here we are tonight again. Looking forward to a great show tonight with my beautiful friend Irena. You know, the funny thing is that we found out recently that we're born on the same day.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
October 13th.
October 13th.
Yes.
Which is kind of really cool and kind
Obviously
of
different year.
freaky, weird call at the same time. And so tonight is very special because we've got very similar energy, I'd say. And what I love about you is that you're fully imbibed in being in service of others, right? And this is such a powerful thing because when we're focused by ourselves and our own interests, that takes on a certain light. But then when we have the energy of being in service of others, it's something very different, you know, and it has more impact, right? So I see you as a very impactful, beautiful woman. And I'm really happy to be sitting here with you today. So looking forward to getting to know you a little bit more. Yeah.
Thank you for having me. And literally, I just want to do this real quick because I came here for 5 days. And the day that I met you and people here in the digital nomad community really changed me to be a better person and have bigger vision. So thank you so much for everyone living in Canggu and Bali, and you especially, Robert.
Thank you, darling. Thank you. So for those of you just tuning in for the first time, this is SpeakuP Monday. Every Monday, this is number 77, so 77 weeks in a row. Haven't missed one. And so what it's about is a platform for inspirational messages. Monday is the day where if anyone is looking to take their lives, commit suicide, Monday is the day that they do it. So part of the reason why we set up on a Monday was specifically for that reason, to create like a dent in the universe of positive energy to counteract everything else that's going on. So that's one of the major reasons behind it. It's very, very proud because now we just get to Q&A only, whereas before it was like a bit of a presentation and then a Q&A afterwards. But now it's all Q&A, and I find that the Q&A is a lot more purposeful, conscious, and therefore a lot more comes out of that than a presentation. All right. So Anyway, so without any shadow of a doubt, everyone is different. We don't rehearse this. There's no script, so it comes exactly how it comes. So, look, Irena, if you could maybe tell us a little bit about what you do and what inspires you.
Wow, that's a lot. Where shall I start?
What you do.
Okay, what I do now is, well, basically I own an export company. So we are exporting Indonesian products, agricultural products, commodities. But I think at this point it's just beyond that, you know. In the beginning, it was just me doing the business, the export business. But now, you know, I've seen a lot of problems around, because while I'm doing the business, there are just so many things that I found out very strange happened. And I didn't realize that before, because when I first started, it was just hard. Because people who are already in export business, they don't share knowledge or information whatsoever, because they think like, oh, if there is another exporter, then I'm gonna be a new competitor. But the point is, sometimes, you know, it's not just about that. Let's say if they don't buy from this exporter, it doesn't mean they're gonna buy from me. Our competition is not just within Indonesia, but also around the world. Like, for example, we're not the only place that people can source coffee or chocolate. They can get it from Thailand or Vietnam, but that's just one example, right? So now, coming from these experiences that I've encountered, meeting farmers and, you know, source products from many different islands in Indonesia, I feel like, yo, I need to be that. I need to, because I cannot just wait. You know, like, I can talk a lot, so if that's okay. But yeah. So one problem is, it made me wonder before, like, Indonesia is just so rich of a lot of different sources, but why a lot of people struggling, especially the farmers? And then I found out that they don't get paid enough. They don't get fair price, you know, because what happened is a lot of these farmers are lack of informations or knowledge, and so they're just, you know, all they know is just to plant a rice or a chocolate or whatever agricultural products in that region. And then if someone the buyer come and say, okay, 1 kilo of chocolate is like 10,000. They don't have options, because that's the only thing they know. Like, it's either they sell 10,000 or they don't sell at all, right? But who knows, like, how much this person make? Like, they can just export and then they say like, oh, 1 kilo is like 50,000. So there are a lot of margins happens here, but not for the farmers. So from that, and then we have the goal like, all right, so what can we do with it, right? And so in my company, we want to just pay them enough, at least, you know, like, if I can just get 30,000 for 1 kilo, I'm not gonna lose anything paying them 15, you know. Like, it's also like big problem here. It's like, I've had like a lot of because, you know, I encountered like clients or buyers from other countries, right? And they say like, oh, Indonesian products not good, or the quality is not good, or this and that. Well, you know, if the farmers don't get paid enough for them to eat, how can they even think of increasing the quantity, or you know, producing better crops or something else? So like, if we just not that greedy, like, I'm also encouraging, if some of the viewers are exporters or like sellers, if we're not just that greedy and we share just a little bit of what we already have, you know, Indonesia can be a very big country, I think.
Cool.
Yeah.
So then what I'm getting from what you're saying is that, so you have a export company, Semesta, Indonesia,
yeah.
and really what you're doing is that you're looking after Indonesian farmers, right? So the people which you're sourcing products and exporting their products overseas, you're ensuring that they get a fair price, right? So instead of, whereas before, these things are being sourced, but the farmer is basically losing out, and the margins are coming in on top, and they've got very little. You're ensuring in a way that they get fairly remunerated for what they're giving, right? So that's number one of what you're saying. And the other part of what you're saying, which I love, is that is that you're really supporting Indonesia to be great. You're really supporting Indonesia, to ensure that people from overseas look at Indonesia and come to the proper conclusion and are not, in this way of being or thinking that Indonesia is dodgy or the products aren't good and so on. So really you're safeguarding Indonesia, for all Indonesians, right? Which is what I love again. And the other thing which I found out in you, and if you could just close the curtain and the door, that would be great, guys. Yeah. The other thing which I find, which is really inspiring about you, is that, you're really inspiring women as well, because it's your company, you're the CEO and the founder, and the thing that people are getting right now and they'll get more of is your energy is completely aligned to that, right? Your energy is aligned to saying, look, you don't have to be all this. And like I started off, and we'll get into your history in a second, like I started off like this, and I just went step by step. And as you said before, you found yourself now starting a company that you thought was a company alone, but what wasn't in the box are those other things, right? That you're supporting Indonesia, you're empowering women, right? And you're, more specifically, you're empowering farmers, to have, a sense of pride in what they're doing and to be fairly remunerated for it. So, which is amazing, right? So just delving back a little bit. So if you could share with us, where you came from, where you were born, and a little bit about, like how you grew up, brothers, sisters, that side.
Wow, I didn't expect that question. But well, yeah, I was born in Jember, East Java. So it's a small city, and I wasn't born in the city. I was born in a village close to that city. So when I was born, like, I don't know anything about that. Like, literally, because, I'm Indonesian. I live here. I see rice field every day when I grew up. I know, like, people here for Bali, like, oh, rice field, ubud, blah, blah, blah. But I saw that. Like, I lived with that for years, right? And so I've seen a lot of farmers growing up, but I didn't, like, it was not in my head, right? And so my family moved to Surabaya. Surabaya is the second biggest city in Indonesia, by the way. When I was 6 or 7, and we were not wealthy that time. So I would just be, my mom used to bring me to her office because, no one takes care of me, right? And so I think those experiences, growing up, watching my parents struggling and trying to make it in a big city, it gave me that drive. But I wasn't sure what it was, because to be honest, I was always be someone that was different. But it was just strange feeling. I know I wasn't fit in, but I don't know what it is. I just didn't know. And so, as in Indonesia, by the way, after high school, your parents expect you to continue to university. So it was like no other choice, right? And so even then, they said like, oh, okay, you have two options, right? You want to be a doctor, you want to be a lawyer, right? That's it. And I was like, what? What? Only that? And because I told you again, like, I feel like there's something in me, but I didn't know what it was. So even after my parents really like asked me like, what do you want to do? Like, okay, doctor or lawyer, or you want to like be accountant, or like whatever, like fancy, fancy profession, something like that. And I said, I don't know. But my mom actually, she was the one who was trying to understand me. Even then, she didn't know me that well.